Danny Fleming of the MA Properties Group, and we're here to talk to Rachael Ades and get to learn a little bit more about her in our Have You Met series. Hi, Rachael.
Hello, Danny. Hello.
So, the first question I'd like to ask is, how long have you been with MA Properties? Because it's been a long time.
It has, and it's amazing because the time really flies as we get older,
Oh.
and the years just
Which is
right?
when you want it to slow down.
Yeah, but the years really have flown by, and I was trying to think about how many years it's actually been to put a number to it, and it's several.
Yeah, and people ask me how long I've been in real estate, and I'm 15, 20, I don't know, because it just blows by.
Yeah.
And that's the same thing. I mean, I couldn't tell you how long you've been.
Well, the funny thing is, and I love that we, as a team, have so many stories we share with each other anyway, but you and I go really way back, because I remember calling you for some help, and you had helped a mutual friend. And from the first time you showed up,
market analysis, yeah.
But the first time you showed up in that blue car and you took me out to see some homes, there was just such a great energy, and it was really fun. And you were so grounding. I guess that's the other thing I wanted to say to you, is that I was at a stage in my life where I was looking for people who I thought would give me guidance or just make me feel like, wow, there's a light at the end of the tunnel, and you did that. It was really nice.
And then I thought you were selling high-end men's clothing at one point, and you kept trying to convince my husband to buy something, and I know my husband, you didn't at that point, he doesn't buy men's clothing, period. He wears the same thing day in, day out, and he just has several iterations of that same thing. And you were so persistent and so wanting to help him. And I remember sort of saying, Rachael, have you ever thought about real estate? And the rest is history.
Yeah, and it's kudos to you and Marcus, because I have to say that sales is something I never gave serious thought to, other than small businesses that I had.
Yep.
It's a scarf business I still do on the side a little bit, and then it was the men's high-end clothing, and then with real estate, it just has really, people talk about that next chapter and not knowing if you're ever going to find it, and so you introduced me to sales in a way that just it's hard work, that's for sure. And in fact, I think that's your next question. But seriously.
Well, it is. A lot of people think that being a real estate agent is easy.
Yeah.
Poor. They have no idea.
And I'd say that as I step back and look at real estate on a day-to-day basis, just as a topic, and then being in it, it's seriously the most gratifying job I could ever do, but it is the most stressful job I could ever do. And the stress level is unbelievable.
Yeah.
And it speaks to something else that we often talk about. And real estate is not just a transaction for us. No. And it really, ask anyone on our team, it's about the relationships we build with our clients, right?
Yes,
and
it
so
sure is.
Because of that.
And doing the right thing by them,
doing the right thing by them, absolutely.
Yeah. No, it's, you're right. And I mean, it really, you might hope to have a day off one day, but then if you get a call from a client the morning of your day off, no, it's not a day off anymore, because you've got to react when people want you and things. So, and I think that's one of the things that I find is really wonderful, is that you're helping people buy or sell their most expensive asset that they own, and when they trust you and they want your advice or they want you to help them, you'll bend over backwards to
absolutely.
do it.
And just the fact that having been in an office environment for many years, that worked for a long time, and at times it really didn't work for me, because my energy level is such that I do go, but there's times where I have to step back. And so knowing that this is a job that I don't have to be in an office from 9 to 5, but I'm doing it God knows what hour of the day with our clients in mind, right?
Yeah.
Really luckily speaks to me, and that's why, again, real estate isn't for everyone, but when it's a good fit and when you're part of a team like we are, it just changes the game. We're a very collaborative environment. We're a very collaborative team, all focused on our clients.
Yeah.
And there's the trust, right?
Yep.
And then when you get to the end goal and you get that house they want, or you help them sell that house for over and above, and you know that we've really made them feel, hopefully, somewhat at ease, but we've helped them achieve an incredible goal, because buying or selling a home is an incredible emotional and financial investment.
Oh, yes.
And so it's an amazing feeling.
Yeah, you've helped them get to the next stage of their life of where they want to take themselves to, and it's very
amazing
satisfying.
feeling. Absolutely.
Yeah. So, what's I guess this is a bit of a superfluous question because you've already answered it. But what's your role in MA Properties?
Okay, so we do both. I do both. I get to help buyers buy a home, and I help sellers get to sell a home.
Yep.
And that, in fact,
because a lot of people don't understand that there's two sides.
Absolutely. Yep. But I was just going to speak to the type of brokerage that you and Marcus have set up. It's really a wonderful thing because in so many cases, agents are just a buyer's agent, or they're literally just helping buyers go see homes, and then someone else takes over, and you lose that relationship. And we help our clients from the beginning to the end, right? Whether they're buying a home or selling a home. Yeah. And that in itself creates a connection. It creates that trust. We often talk about we want our clients to be the smartest people at the closing table, and we do because there's such mediocrity out there. And it's wonderful when clients stop and say, you really changed my whole expectation of what this was going to be like. And we're doing it because it's not only the right thing, but it's how we operate.
Yeah. It's education, not sales. Yeah. We are not hard sell by any stretch of the imagination. Yeah. Our purpose is to educate folks so that they can make a smart decision, or smart moves made here.
Absolutely. There's such an enthusiasm when we walk in the door with each other. We're at a team meeting and someone's just got an accepted offer for someone who's failed 7 times, right? Yep. Or someone else who never thought the house was going to come together, or a closing is going really badly and you're there telling them it's going to be okay. And meanwhile, you're saying to your other colleagues, I hope to God it's going to be okay.
Well, we're giving advice to each other how to make it okay. Yeah.
And it's just a wonderful feeling because that collaboration really carries through. And so, again, our clients feel it. I love that. So when you ask about our jobs, I get to sell houses, I get to buy houses, and
you have fun while you're doing it.
I do.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Great.
And because I think it's really important, the fact that you're a very, very successful buyer's agent and you're also a very, very successful listing agent, you're giving the right advice to both sides, because as a buyer's agent, you know what the buyers are focusing on when they walk in a home, and you know what turns them off when they walk in a home. And as a listing agent, you know what you need to do with the home to get the attention of the buyers. So
thank you for that.
You can also sort of explain if you know what we do to get a home prepped and on the market. So if a home doesn't have that, you're giving that advice to your buyers and saying, we can make this the house that you want.
Well, thank you for saying that. I stepping back and again looking at real estate, when I came into it, my mentality was most real estate agents are a single person and they're working for a big brokerage. And when I joined you were building this team with Marcus. And there were a few other teams, and we just did our thing, and you kept bubbling and growing and evolving with your enthusiasm and your commitment and your little.
This is about you, not
about
me.
No, but I guess what I'm trying to say is that you've instilled that in all of us on this team. You want us to be the best we can be, and to know that is really amazing, because I think that when you set the bar at being great at what you do because you know other people are going to benefit and people believe in you, you're helping us. And so I couldn't think of really doing real estate anywhere else. And I just think that's so important, because MA Properties is just this mighty, small but mighty brokerage that really stands out.
And I think...
Sigh, I'm sorry. No, but really, I mean that you want us to be the best we can be for our clients. And because of that, we will continue to be successful.
So tell us of an experience that was a really positive one.
So it's interesting because I was thinking about that question. And, when I look back at transactions...
And I only gave you the questions about an hour ago.
That's right. Yeah. Okay. But I have to say that so many thoughts went through my head. It's not just one experience. It's the older couple who have lived in their home in Lexington for 50 plus years and they're relocating to be closer to adult children, and we help them do that. It's the first time home buyers who are coming to Lexington, and for them to buy a house in Lexington or another town. What an incredible feeling. With another baby on the way, they were so excited to see that happen. It's the couple that really wasn't sure how to manage it and were nervous throughout the whole thing, and just grounding them and having them believe in me because they were a referral, right? Yep. It's actually the family friends who point blank told me, I'm sorry, I've looked at you as a family friend. We couldn't possibly use you to help us with a real estate transaction. But ultimately they did. And they apologized, and they were so grateful. And that speaks to something you said earlier, which is we give 110% to clients we don't even know, who become our friends, right? Yep. And become clients for life. So if it's someone we already know, I looked at them and said, if I give these people 110%, don't you think I'm going to give you 110 or 150%? Yeah. So that's a perception I think is hard, because people often don't want to approach us for whatever reason. So there's been so many, and it just makes me happy.
That's good. Yeah. tell us a little bit more about who you are.
Who I am.
So, do you have kids? I know some of these
Yeah.
answers,
Yeah.
but do you have kids?
Sure. So I have 3 children, and my oldest graduated from college over a year ago and came back to the Boston area. So that's really wonderful because he's here with his girlfriend. And my youngest is going off to college in the fall. And so I have 3, 2-legged children, and then I have 2 4-legged children who are near and dear to my heart. So 3 kids and 2 dogs.
What sort of dogs?
So I have 2
notice
Labradors.
I asked more about the
Yes.
dogs. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, but
Nope, I have 2 Labradors, an old one and a younger one, and they keep each other fit and happy, and I couldn't see it any other way.
did you grow up where did you grow up?
So as you know, I did grow up in Lexington, and
And you know everybody. It just amazes me how many people you know.
I don't know, but a smile is contagious.
Yeah.
So I find just like you smile a lot and you giggle, and I look at our team who smiles, people reach out when you smile, right? So I've come back to Lexington, I see a lot of familiar faces, but I also have met a lot of people through just life, right, and through the kids. But I did come back. I never thought I'd come back to Lexington. I'm sure I'm not alone when you grow up in an area that you're not sure you want to go back to that town.
Yep.
It just worked out nicely that when we were looking to find a town to bring the children to, Lexington spoke to us. The diversity, convenience to Boston, to the New Hampshire, to Maine, to but I would say
And the strong school system.
absolutely the school system.
Yeah.
But I ended up back here, and it's been nice. My parents are here too, so that's been really nice.
Oh, yeah.
I don't really see them very often, because I'm sort of doing real estate. But anyway, yeah. But it's been nice. It's been nice to come back to Lexington.
So, what would you like your future to encompass? What do you want to do? What do you want the next 10 years to look like? The next 20 years to look like? It's so hard to answer this, I know, but what do you want it to look like?
I hope my children stay local. I love watching them grow up and their lives unfold, and to be a part of that. I hope to do some traveling, because I used to travel. I put travel on hold, and I'd like to get back to that a little bit. I'd love to continue to be working with MA Properties.
Right answer. Yeah, but the others are right answers too.
No, but I really mean that. I'm finding, also as we get older, it's even more important as I watch and look at other people. I just had a 70-year-old gentleman come to measure for a mirror that I want to put in my house. And then there was a 91-year-old man who was part of another conversation who's still working. Clearly if we keep working and stay active, then life, I think, will continue to be a good one, right? Stay healthy and fit.
Yeah.
So yeah, I hope to continue to be doing this for a long time and balance it with some fun.
So,
lots of fun, because this is fun too, but this is stressful. But yes, fun too.
So what travel? Where do you want to go to next?
Not that you've had any influence on me, but I would love to go to Australia. I would
Well,
love
at least
to
I
see,
can tell you where to go.
Yeah, of course, because I want to hear the accent. But no, I'd love to go to Australia. I mentioned I love water and the beaches and the blue water and everything. I'd love to go there. I'd love to go to Greece. I'd love to visit my family in England. I'd love to actually just to go to Maine. We joke about Maine. I'd love to go to Maine on weekends, or I'd love
We don't joke about Maine. We joke about the fact that everyone
One
in our
team
team
goes to
Maine.
Maine, that's right.
Yes.
So yeah, I don't know. I just
just to get out and do things and
But
go and
there's
see what's
something.
out there.
Yes, I think also we're very fortunate, as you know, where we live here in the Boston area. There's so many things to do here.
Yeah.
So I think it's even decadent just to have unscheduled time to go. There's a wonderful place in Rockport called the Boatport Hotel, and it's just stunning. And you sit and you look at the water, or I don't know, like really, anything. Go into Boston. But I like being around home. I'm a homebody.
Yeah, no, that's important. We've learned a lot about you this time. That's awesome.
Thank
do you have anything else that you'd like to tell us?
I'm sure there's some things I could tell you that make you laugh, but not while it's being recorded.
Well, on that note.
No, and I meant that in a nice way, because Team MA Properties looks out for me. And as you know, my life is evolving. So I look forward to MA Properties being part of my next chapter. I mean that in a good way. So yeah, everything.
Well.
Thank you so much for the opportunity to be here.
Oh, well,
It's
that's
really-
lovely. Well, you've met Rachael Ades of the MA Properties Group, and we love her to pieces.
And the feelings are mutual. So thank you.